These are the two shift forks that fit on the shift rods. I have new pads for them, so I'm going to put those on, and then we'll start installing the shift rods and shift forks into the case. You want to partially install the 3/16 inch set screws. But make sure that they do not go through onto the opening for the shaft. It's almost impossible to show while you're doing it, but you have to thread the two shift forks onto the shift rods. Those are the rods, those are the forks, and then put the forward housing in at the same time. Now you can put some RTV around the housing. And just spread it with your fingers. Now we'll put the bolts into the forward output shaft housing. Remember, all these bolts, most of the bolts through the case go completely through, so it's a good idea to just put a dab of RTV on each one of the bolts when you put them in, because it will help seal any leaking that might happen around the threads themselves. You don't have to put on very much, not as much as I put on there. Just a dab or two, and it helps seals the threads. Make sure you remember to tighten the set screw. It should be in its detent. Leave the output shaft, the rear output shaft fork loose so that you can get the output shaft into the kit. You want to put on your front yoke and nut, tighten it to roughly where it should be, which is about 120 pounds torque, and see whether you've got some significant movement of the shaft. You need to have a little teeny bit, about 200 thousandths, but not much more. This one you can see is already a little on the tight side, so I'm going to obviously have to add some shims to it. The entire shim kit that came with the Novak package mic'd out at about 75 thousandths. So I put that in just to see as a starting place, and you can see there's way too much play. You can hear the play too. So we're going to have to take some of the shims out. After playing with all the shim combinations until I'm sick of them, I finally came up with about 65 thousandths. And you can see there's a tiny bit of yoke movement, but not very much. And if you go any tighter, everything spins. You don't want to go too much tighter, or things will bind up on you.